So the Dissidia Final Fantasy NT stream coming in pretty soon. They might be showing off Golbez buffs and nerfs, and I wanted to give out what I think they should do before the stream actually comes out, and then I lose my chance to ever talk about Golbez's buffs and nerfs ever again. So without further ado, let's go over what I think they should do to Golbez. Let's analyze what they actually want to do with Golbez. Golbez is supposed to be this really strong character, like the best marksman out of all of them. He's a little slow, but his projectiles are huge and they do a lot of damage, without a lot of wind-up. However, when he takes HP damage, he's supposed to lose his ability to do really good attacks and become one of the worst marksmen, still having that slow windup with shitty projectiles with almost no range. However, unlike Shantotto, who most would directly compare him with, he can actually recover from this state and go back to his normal strong state. Shantotto, on the other hand, enters an alternate state, where she loses her ability to shoot a giant single projectile to being able to shoot multiple projectiles, glide, and do slightly less damage over the course of multiple projectiles. She switches to a more defensive and faster style because she lost health. Meanwhile, Golbez switches to a worse style because he lost health. However, Golbez can recover and go back to his original state, while Shantotto cannot. Golbez almost gets knocked out, while Shantotto, who other people will be playing as because she's very similar to Golbez, is just switched a little bit. Golbez starts as just a better Shantotto, and then he slowly becomes one of the worst characters in the entire game if he takes HP damage. So why am I comparing him so much to Shantotto if this is a Golbez video? Well, why would you play as Golbez, who can literally lose all of his power for a very long amount of time and become just absolutely awful, when you can play as Shantotto, who, yeah, she might lose her power, but she just switches to an alternate style. She does less damage, but she's safer now. That's the difference between Shantotto in normal mode and Shantotto in rage mode, while Golbez just becomes awful in weak mode or without Shadow Dragon mode. Now, there's a lot of counter arguments you can make about that point, but most of them have some kind of extra, oh, gotcha moment that makes you go, oh, darn. So let's start off with the Shadow Dragon mechanic entirely. You might be thinking, oh, well, why would I play a Shantotto when Shantotto can't recover? Well, she can't, but Golbez takes so long to recover, it's ridiculous. According to this footage right here, it takes approximately a whole minute for Golbez's Shadow Dragon to decide, it's time for me to come back. A minute! There's only 4 of those per match. 4 minutes per match. You take 1000 HP damage from any HP attack. You're out of the match for an entire minute. That's 2v3 or 2.5 versus 3 for a whole minute for your team. That is so long. That's 25% of the match just completely useless. Completely useless because you have to get super close to land your projectiles. Your HP attacks become shit other than Meteor and Black Fang. And your damage goes down the gutter too because the projectiles not only become small, easy to break from other characters, and slow, they become less damage too. I said that wrong, but who gives a shit. Meanwhile, Shantotto, who people directly compare him with again, is fine during this minute or for the rest of the match if she takes 1000 HP damage starting right off. She'll just be whatever, I'm a little mad, I'm a little angry, now I'm gonna beat your ass just a little faster now and do a little less damage. So obviously the problem with Golbez is that he takes far too long to get back into his normal mode. So here are some proposed ideas I have to actually fix that and make him more viable to people both playing in the Dissidia Arcade who are spending $1 per match or $2 per 3 matches, and for us at home who just want to play as a balanced character who's actually fun and not completely gimped by a single HP attack because everybody starts off with 1000 HP per match. There's 3 possible changes I propose. 1. Significantly reduce the amount of time it takes for the Shadow Dragon to come back. 1 minute is just far too long for your normal mode to come back. I can understand with something like Limit Break or an EX mode or something like Trance, where you're not required to do it, but it does buff up your character a bit and it takes a while to come back, because during that downtime you can still fight competently. Your skills are still there, I hope, and you can still fight during that minute. Golbez just basically can't. He's super gimped when he loses his Shadow Dragon. So during that minute or whatever, they could reduce it down to 30 seconds, maybe 25. So that way, Golbez still gets knocked down, but he can get back up again within a short amount of time, or not a short amount of time, more a medium amount of time versus an excessive amount of time. 2. Instead of lowering his damage significantly while he's out of Shadow Dragon, just lower a tad, maybe 20 bravery damage or something. It's still hard to land these bravery attacks and HP attacks when you lose your Shadow Dragon, so I think lowering the damage too on top of that, a lot, is just too much. Just lower it a little bit if you are going to lower it. That way, people will actually do more than just spam his defensive attacks while running away the whole match until his Shadow Dragon is back, will actually do his more offensive abilities and try to, you know, land some hits in, because they still can do damage. They're just gonna have a harder time doing it. Number 3, give him an alternate mode like Shantotto. They give him back his duodecim kind of abilities where he like throws out machines and shit, I guess. I don't really know. I never played Final Fantasy IV. But when he loses his Shadow Dragon, rather than just giving him weak spells, give him an alternate set of abilities completely, so that way he can still fight. He uses an alternate mode where he does like it's worse than not having the Shadow Dragon, but he just has an alternate mode that's just a little bit worse than his normal mode, like Shantotto, where she has an alternate mode that's a little bit worse than her normal mode, but she's still a competent fighter. Number 4, this is the most common request I see, increase the amount of HP damage he needs to take before he loses his Shadow Dragon. Change it to like 1,500 HP like Shantotto, maybe 1,300, I don't know. Because he's supposed to be the best hero until you knock him down, then he becomes the worst hero. That's this whole thing I guess they want to do. So, it shouldn't be just like immediately knock down you're the worst character ever. It should take a little bit more effort than that. Like, just a little bit more HP damage would be fine in my opinion. I mean, the cooldown is still extremely long, and I think that's the major problem. But if they want to start by changing how much HP damage he needs to take, that would be a good place to start. Just like increasing it a little bit and see how that works with the Golbez. You don't want to tune him too high because it takes a month between each patch. And you don't want every single character, every single player running Golbez, because Golbez just stomps on all the other marksmen, like how he was at launch. And number 5, allow him to charge up the Shadow Dragon while he already has it. So that way, let's say he gets hit, he can conjure it up again if nobody's taking him down fast enough. Or at least, like, let's say he has maximum Binding Cold, and you're holding on to it, and you get knocked out of your Shadow Dragon mode, you're given 30-second reduction on your Shadow Dragon cooldown. So basically, instead of having to wait a whole minute, you only wait 30 seconds, which is much more fair. This way you'll have people deciding between using Binding Cold, which is an extremely strong ability when it lands. It freezes the person for a long amount of time. For how long it freezes them, I don't know the exact number, but I know it's a long time because I've been hit by it before and then I die and we all lose. No, but seriously, if you hold on to Binding Cold, maybe like make it so it's like, oh, since you held on to Binding Cold, we're only have to make you wait this long to get Shadow Dragon back. Versus someone who uses Binding Cold and they gets hit, who has to wait a whole minute instead. I think this is like my favorite to change because like it promotes skill usage, but using it wisely versus just randomly using it as soon as it's off on cooldown. Like I can supposed to use Binding Cold now because if you don't use it when it's on cooldown, you get your HP damage taken away from you, or your HP taken away from you by an HP attack. You lose the entirety of Binding Cold and you start all the way back with Shadow Dragon, and then slowly get back to Binding Cold. Anyways, I've ranted long enough. Those are my opinions on Golbez and Golbez's balance and how they should probably change him, some proposed ideas. Which one do you guys like the most? Which idea? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? I want to hear in the comments below. I really want to hear in the comments below because somebody might predict the right outcome. Somebody might predict what they're actually going to do in the next stream with Golbez. Hopefully they do something with him. I'm really hoping they do because I like him a lot. Going from being OP to being UP from a single attack or, you know, a well-timed attack. That's the thing. Everybody can just do whatever attack they want. I mean, he'll lose, like, you know, his Shadow Dragon immediately off the start of a match. But anyways, I'm Boo the Hedgehog. I love everybody who's good. that's a little black and white. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time on Boo the Hedgehog. I'll see you guys soon for the stream reminder tomorrow. Make sure you watch it if you can. I know I will be on Tuesday. That's all I really have to say. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And oh yeah, I forgot to say. Put your idea down below in the comments. If I didn't listen to an idea that you agree with, put something down below in the comments. Maybe like a unique idea or something like that. I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, join your mom, subscribe for more Dissidia content, and I'll see you guys next time. I keep saying that. I'm not going to stop. No one can stop me. Bye-bye.